how was your week? Because last week you were sick. The week before that, you were hungover. So what you got for us today?
Let me show the camera since I don't have a wireless mic. Bear with me.
Unnecessary. What is happening? Okay, so
now,
what did you show us?
So I'm injured this week. I pricked my finger on a needle. I bought these pants pre-loved from Poshmark, and I washed them, obviously. But like when I was coming out of the bathroom, I was like trying to like adjust my fit, and like I reached down and something like stabbed me, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, do I have an earring in here?" Like, I was so confused, and it wouldn't come out. So I had to go back into the bathroom, into my stall, and I had to like pull the pants down, and like somebody had altered these, like they must have taken them in. Mm-hmm. So I had to pull out the little straight pin, and yeah, it stabbed me. And
now
I guess
now you got an STD.
I was gonna say tune in next week to find out if I have what is that thing called? It's like
Tetanus?
Tetanus.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you say?
Yeah, I think that's what I said.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said tennis.
No, is it tetanus?
Yeah. Find out next week if I have that.
That's scary. I would definitely immediately be like, doctor, I need you to take my blood. My week was not the best. However, I actually watched a couple different Kdramas that
like
are like
new and old, or
they are new. So I watched Blackout. Half of Blackout.
I saw you give a recommendation for that on our Instagram. Subscribe to the Instagram.
If you're not subscribed, follow.
Follow.
If you're not watching Blackout, honestly, you need to. All the episodes are out now. The last 8 dropped like 1 a.m. this morning. I haven't watched it yet, but that's what I'm finna do later after I edit. But I like just randomly started watching it because I was all caught up and I couldn't watch more. I was all caught up on the stuff that we're watching right now. Mm-hmm. And next thing I know, I was like, I already watched the 8 episodes that were like
You blacked out watching Blackout.
Yeah, I blacked out. It's so good. Like, I think it's very underrated, and I think it's underrated because the actors in it are not like super flashy like actors that like everyone like watches or knows. So I think that's probably why it's a little bit underrated. So I watched that, and then I watched Iron Family, which is like a new one. There's only like 4 episodes
Wasn't that on our list of things to potentially watch?
I watched it. I was just like, you know what? It's like a calm vibe. Like it's okay so far. But yeah.
Are you liking it better than The Glory, or not as much?
Liking which one?
Iron Family.
No, they're not
as much
the
as The
same
Glory?
realm.
You read me the synopsis, and I don't remember what it was about. I thought it was.
Girl
oh, is it the one?
Blind.
Oh no, then this.
And she could fix her blindness by like paying a significant amount of money. And there's another guy, and her family owns like a laundromat type thing, or dry cleaning services. Anyways, it's not the Glory vibes.
The one I was thinking of was Perfect Family.
Oh yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
That one seemed more like dark and like thriller-y, like drama-y.
Yeah. Oh, and then the biggest thing, I just want to say, okay, I just want to say.
Speak on it.
So, I was trying to get tickets to the 2NE1 Welcome Back concert, and I was going to Korea. Like, I didn't care. I was going.
And you had people, like, watching it for you, too?
I had people trying to get tickets also for me. Long story short, I could not get tickets. There were too many bitches sorry. Calm down, Benny. There were too many people in queue, okay? So the concert kicks off this weekend. It kicked off this weekend. And I'm seeing the videos and clips. I'm like smiling. I'm having nostalgia effect. And then I start to see how many celebrities were there. And I don't know. There's just some kind of anger that welled up inside of me because I know that you were not sitting on your computer in queue to buy the tickets. And so it's like, the stadium that they're at is like it only takes 4,000 seats. Yeah,
because it booked it small.
I think they booked it last minute, so all of the stadiums were already kind of like taken. And so at this point, we need to get rid of freaking like comp tickets. There's no reason why motherfucking, excuse my language, why does Simon Dominic have a whole seat when I don't got a seat? Okay? Why? And then I was talking to my friend. I was like, why does Baby Monster have seats? She's like, they opened. I said, okay, they could open and sit backstage. Like, what do you mean? Anyways, it was really like very nostalgic. Like, they've all grown up. They've aged. But like, I can't wait till they announce
more dates
in America. And so YG, I see that you were having a good time sitting in the crowd. What you should have been doing is be back at the office announcing more dates for us. But thank you. It was really cool to like watch the clips. And I can't wait till they come to America so that I can also attend. And yeah, that was my week. And so with that, we're going to continue to talk about the shows that we were watching, which is No Gay, No Love, and
No Judge, No Hell.
The Judge from Hell. We're going to start with No Gay, No Love. So we watched episode 3 and 4 of No Gay, No Love. And what's your overall like rating of those two episodes? Would you say like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10?
I would give it an 8 out of 10, but I feel like I'm too easily impressed. So really, that's probably more like a normal person, like 7 or 7.5.
I will match you, and I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I thought, like, for one, I think the proposal scene was very cute.
That was really cute.
Like, the fact that, like, it was simple, but you can tell it took time, because stacking all those cups,
and
finding her jellies
that she loves that's discontinued.
Yeah, like, he had to have worked hard for that. And I wouldn't do that for no fake marriage. But kudos to him. So I think the proposal scene was very cute. I think my favorite part was, well, not my favorite part, but the CEO is a character. The CEO and his secretary, they
have some chemistry.
Boundaries. Talk your shit. You really so badly, and I hate to break it to you, but that's not where it's going.
We had a whole scene of them tickling each other, and you're telling me that's not where this is going?
I'm telling you, that's not where it's going. The CEO and Homegirl, their spin-off already like launched on Prime Video.
They could be besties. I could be the writer.
Yeah, I think the CEO is quite like an interesting character.
He literally like brought to life what you called out, where you're like, why are you like trolls commenting but you're still reading? And that was literally him. And like he brought somebody into the mix. Like he gave her more viewership and more audience by being like, read this.
Yeah.
And also the secretary was like, you're having me read this, and you said that this made you think of me, and it's like a sexual love story kind of thing. So he clocked that T too.
I mean, yes, but are you gonna tie that into like
they're gay? They're gay for each other.
For each other is crazy. I mean,
well, they don't got to put a label on it. They're not hetero for each other.
No labels, got it. Yeah, I think they're so cute together. I love the fact that like, you know, though that's his boss, their relationship is very flexible in essence. I think the actor that plays the CEO is doing a good job of like not falling behind the scenes, being overshadowed by the main characters.
Yeah, because he's more like a side character, like, but he really does make the most of his time because he'd be so goofy.
He is very, very goofy. I think that Juke is going to end up being the son. I think we probably have the same thought there, like the secret son of the CEO's father.
I was like, who the fuck is that? I was like, why are you? I was that meme of Keke Palmer where she's like, sorry to this man. He could be walking down the street. I don't know this man.
Juke, the convenience store worker. That guy. I think he's related. Because do you remember I don't remember what scene it was. There was a scene where the father was like, if you don't get it together,
Oh
I
yeah,
have
some other backup.
some other whatever. And I think that the wife knows that what's this backup thing.
The wife is the one that sent her to Canada. She said, "You better pack something like for cold weather, boo. Get your Canada Goose.
Get you that bacon." Yeah. So I think that that's definitely. But I also think that Duke, the convenience store worker.
Thank you. Online subtitles.
I think that he is somehow connected to how Hae-young's dad died. I feel like I said something so profound. I'm waiting for the moment. I think that there's some kind of connection to that, because this is, I think,
was that a big part of the storyline that he died?
It's not like a major part, but they didn't talk about what happened to him. He's not alive.
Did we confirm that?
I don't know. But the way because they did a flashback scene.
Yeah,
the flashback
like
scene
the
makes it seem like
thing.
he did. Like, they only talk about,
and plus he didn't come to the wedding. Yeah,
like, why wouldn't he show up at her wedding? So I think
Can I throw a chaotic hypothesis? He's in Canada with
Duke's
mom. Yeah. Ooh, that would be messy if they were like half siblings or step siblings.
Ooh, I know you love that.
I don't love that.
I know you love
Stop
that.
Stop perpetuating these.
I know you love that. That would make you really enjoy watching this.
That would not, but like, I love me some BLs, and that's the only plot device or storyline that I get in BLs is like they have to like somehow be they have to be intermingled.
Somehow.
Yeah,
crazy. No. No, I feel like he's dead. I would much rather have him be dead than to be like off in Canada because I think his mom is like.
But also something that they said that confused me. So who doesn't know about him? The mom's family doesn't know about him in Canada, or the grandma's family in Korea doesn't know about him?
The mom's family, because I'm pretty sure she remarried and started her own new family.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I was gonna say, this is what I think is gonna happen. Okay, are you ready? I think we're gonna start. The first half of the show is going to be like lovey-dovey, whatever. The second half, secrets are gonna start unfolding. That's gonna make it hard for them to accept their relationship. Now it's not brother and sister. It's not step brother, step sister. But that's why I think it might be like, oh wait, you're hiding that. Like, he's gonna somehow find out that his real dad is that CEO's dad, and he doesn't tell her. So there's that. Then he's probably.
Oh, so you think that's why he's like come to work at the thing now? Like,
I feel like there's some, because why is he there?
Yeah, that confused me too. But I don't know. The whole episode was wild to me because like
he just disappeared.
Episode 4 to me felt like the conclusion of the entire series. Like, I'm like, we just wrapped up everything in a nice little bow. So I'm like, what else do I gotta watch? Like, what else are you gonna give me here?
Yeah, because he like, I give it 8 out of 10, but I think mostly for episode 3, because episode 4, that period in which he just apparently disappeared, just felt so abrupt.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm confused. Like, did he go somewhere? Or was he just like in Korea but hiding from her?
I mean, she did tell him to go. She was like, go to Canada. Like, if that's what you want. Maybe, do we think that's where he went?
To do what? To see his mother who don't want to see him?
I thought his mom does want to see him. I thought, like, because remember, he's like, yeah, like, she's like, why are you doing this? And then he's like, because somebody keeps pestering me and bothering me. I thought she was calling him to invite him to Canada with her so he wouldn't be lonely.
I guess.
I don't know, that his whole backstory is like
it's so
I need vague.
Some more clarity, because it's like, okay, then why is he like, because it makes, the way they made it seem was that because it's not out of character in a K-drama for a mom to abandon her kid if she marries somebody else and start her own new family and forget about the kid. So it's not like abnormal. So it was kind of weird that like they were making this like I don't know. I'm a bit. I want some more clarity.
The other thing that seemed weird too, though, was that like he seemed like he had a pretty good relationship with his grandma, and then afterwards he tells her he's like, "Yeah, I feel like my grandma loves my mom more than me." And I mean, like,
yeah, because she, in essence, the grandmother.
But then she
was
also
telling him to
not get somebody like his mom.
Yes, but no, more important, she was telling him to not bother his mom, to allow his mom to like
have a clean break,
like live her life, do her new family, like that. So in essence, she was choosing her daughter over, because why would you tell him to just let his mom, and like, does he not need his own mother?
maybe he gets that impression of her, but maybe she's really just trying to protect him. Like she knows the kind of person and like the character of his mother. Maybe she feels like, oh, he's much better without being close to this woman. So maybe that's why she's trying to like have that separation between them.
I mean, that could possibly be it, but unfortunately the grandmother died, so we didn't get to hear her point of view. But what she projected to him was what he perceived out of the situation.
Girl, when did she die? When did she die?
I thought the grandmother is dead.
Oh, so when we saw her, like those were flashbacks? I was so confused.
Now you're making me second guess myself. No, she's definitely dead.
Okay. That's why she didn't come to his wedding. I thought she was just like in rural Korea. And she didn't want to make that trip.
Now I'm like, is she? I think she's dead. I think the flashbacks were flashbacks of when she was alive. She's dead.
I don't know. I low-key hate time jumps like that. Like, I'm like, can we just have things? Yeah, I'm like, can we just have things unfold naturally, or can we get like timestamps
of everything?
Yeah.
Okay. There was one more thing. I can't remember what it was. We start to see, so the CEO is getting sued by the writer, for his mean comments.
She showed up dressed crazy to see him.
Yeah. You sent me a picture. You said it's giving Yeonjin.
Yes.
I said, don't do Yeonjin like that. She put it on a little bit better than whatever it is that homegirl just put on.
I was never a fan of her looks in The Glory because it always felt like she was just wearing designer to just wear designer, and like the clothes were wearing her, in my opinion. That's how I felt about it. There was only like one look that I liked of hers, and I can't even remember which one it was. It was like an all white look or something, or an all black look, and I was like, girl, finally you look put together.
Damn. Yeah, no, don't. I mean, I don't know what homegirl, I can't remember her character's name. She just slapped on everything she thought looks nice and put it together.
Do you remember
on the body?
Do you remember Mary Cosby?
I'm weak. Don't do Mary.
Really? Because the internet did her like that. They said, when is she going to get a stylist? They read those comments. I'm not trying to be
designer. That's all. They don't need to like actually compliment each other.
I'm not trying to be the mean girl, but that's what the internet said.
I think you are. You probably started it on the internet. The ringleader.
Me and Jisha.
Yeah. So I think that like we're seeing the enemies to lovers trope with the writer and the CEO guy. I just want to understand, like, what was so bad about what he was reading that he ended up in the hospital? So dramatic. Oh,
no, what I wanted to know was what he wrote that was so bad that got her so offended, because she seems like she read comments before and nothing had ever offended her.
Yeah, because the things that he was reading out didn't seem like, I apologize, guys. I have a random alarm that
you don't remember
what it's for, but I keep it because I'm hoping that like
one day it'll trigger.
One day it would trigger. It's been like a year now.
Imagine it like trigger something else and you're like you have a whole other life you forgot about.
Can you imagine?
You're a mom. I was gonna say you're a mom. You're his mom.
First of all,
you didn't make it to Canada. You stopped in Utah.
That man and I are like close in age. Okay, I would have had to give birth to him at like 2 years old. That's child abuse. So no. But imagine just like erasing a whole like child. I'm pretty sure I don't have one.
But yeah, like, because do you remember that like scene was so dramatic when she read the comments, because she like unplugged her computer. She turned out all the lights.
But when they read back, when he was reading some of, like, when it was the scene where they were showing his thoughts, like, as he was like typing out what you're saying, the things we were saying wasn't anything that seemed so
like hurtful or
unlike
terrible.
the other things that other people have said.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll let us know exactly
I would hope so.
Because he had to say something crazy.
It said like he said something very specific. And also remember when he read them at the police station? Because that cracked me up because the police officer was like, he was like, you wrote,
write it?
Yeah, he was like, you wrote this nasty stuff. I'm not about to sully my lips with what you wrote.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of I'm looking forward to
Sorry. I saw something on
no
camera.
context, nothing. The last thing I want to say is the cameo we had with the guy that in essence took over Duke's job at the convenience store. You don't know about him, but he was just in a drama that was very popular, like recently, called Lovely Runner. I did not
enjoy the drama.
Well, let me not say that. I would say I watched 3 episodes and I had no desire to go back, but a lot of people loved it so much.
Is that like his breakout role, or
no? He's been in other stuff, but I think this is probably like one of his first role being like the male lead. And it was pretty big. I think this was like a June, July type show. Anyway, so when he showed up on the screen, I was like, oh, this is the like hot young guy of the moment. But my favorite part of his time on the screen was like, so which one do you want? Do you want lung cancer or do you want a stroke?
And I'm glad she went with stroke because that's what I would have went with too.
Really? Yeah. I guess, I mean, I would have gone with neither. But I don't know. That scene was just like funny to me because I was like, again with the cigarettes.
And also she made that comment. She's like, the shop owner definitely has a type.
Yeah.
He hires, or no, he has a thing for faces.
Yeah. Anyways.
Face card never declined.
I think it was a good like 2 episodes overall. Because he ended with him basically showing up at her job. So we're gonna see what
haircut.
I don't know. I personally,
like
this might be unpopular opinion, but I personally liked his shaggy hair more. It gave him more character.
He looked more like edgy, and like a little bit rocker.
But I guess maybe he's not meant to be an edgy character. So, anyways, yeah.
Well, now he's got to shut his company, take over, allegedly.
Allegedly.
TBD.
Yeah. So we'll see, like, why he's there, what he's doing there, and why he disappeared. And with that said, we're gonna talk about The Judge from Hell. I always want to say No Judge, No Hell. I think that's it. Well, that's not a better name for the show. The Judge from Hell. The Judge from Hell. We left off with her stabbing the detective.
Yes.
Then we came into the episode 3 with the Spider-Man showing up and saying, you done effed up now. That's like, this person is not who you should be killing, and because you effed up, now instead of killing 10 murders, you gotta do 20 murders.
Now, see, if that was me, I'd be like, just kill me, like,
just go ahead and just take me down, because
I could barely get to 10. Like, now you doubled it, like that's and a bit harsh.
And in the same time frame, but excuse me,
they could have gave her better guidance or better identification of whose people are. There has to be some kind of magic or tools they can just easily tell her.
Yeah, but then if that's the case, then that takes away the punishment aspect of the event. Because if it's easy, then is it really a punishment? She's supposed to work hard it's supposed to be a bit of a suffering for her to figure it out. Yeah, but we come into the scene and basically he's no longer dead. But he sees that he's been stabbed.
So he remembers it.
And he remembers it. And he sees his skin, like, healing.
Yeah.
And then he takes her to the police station. And then she sort of turns it into, like, he has a kink of, like, leashes. Which is hilarious. And he's still, like, drunk. Mm-hmm. And so nobody, like, believes him when he's telling them, like, he died. He was stabbed. He died. I was stabbed. She stabbed me. She killed me. But they're like, how am I supposed to believe you when you were alive and heavily talking right now, talking about someone stabbed you and killed you and you died and you came back to life?
Literally, when they questioned her, they're like, "Why would you come with him?" He's like, "I didn't know. I thought that kind of thing turned him on."
Like, I thought like this was his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he calls his coworker calls him a pervert. He's like, "You can like that stuff, just don't impose it on other people. Like, get consent. We love a consent king."
Yeah, but I think that the most interesting part is that like after that happened, one would think that he would distance himself from her. No, he said,
shows up with a megaphone.
Yeah, he said, "I'm gonna get closer. I'm intrigued."
He was like that.
This woman just stabbed you. Your wound magically healed. You came back to life. You should just go ahead and try to get away from her. But instead, he's like
that scene from Bad Girls Club when she's like, "I ain't gonna sleep because of y'all. Y'all ain't gonna sleep because of me." Yeah,
I was just like, how are you intrigued and not like, this is somebody I need to like avoid? I was like, you're a little,
He's giving similar to the Glory.
Doctor.
Yeah,
the doctor guy. I was like, okay, sir, okay. I mean, we still had the typical stuff that we had in the other 2 episodes, which is like the really rough case.
I think for me drawing parallels, I'm like, both of our male leads are both orphans. We got some overlap there.
From No Gay No Love. And I guess that is true. But we know why technically our other lead from No Gay No Love is not really an orphan because he got a daddy and he got a mommy. I mean, technically he is. He was raised that way, right? But his parents are alive. Them bitches are alive.
I see where you're getting at, yeah.
But the one from No Judge, No Hell, his parents dead.
No Judge, No Hell.
The Judge from Hell. His parents are dead, which makes me very confused as to why he said that he was a murderer because that's what got him stabbed, was that he was telling her that he killed like 3 people or something.
Maybe his parents were meant to be somewhere else and they were only at home because of him for some reason.
I just had a thought.
You were giving like Raven Baxter when she's having a vision, she's like,
"It's into the future. That's
so
right. Me. That's so right." Okay, the thought I had, because I was like, he clearly came home from school.
Yeah.
And they were already dead.
Oh.
So I was like, maybe why he said that he's a murderer, follow me here. Maybe it's that when he was sort of giving his testimony, it's witness, whatever, remember I said he kept changing his story?
Yeah.
Maybe because of that, like they weren't able to catch this person. This person went on to kill more people, and he thinks it's his fault because he wasn't being very consistent with his story. Because remember, the other girl, the new girl they met from hell, said that there's a serial killer and there was a kid that was a witness that's probably around 30 now.
Yeah, because I was definitely getting that same vibe that like that killer that's how we're going to tie in.
Yeah, we're going to tie that in.
Yeah.
So maybe him saying that like he murdered 3 people is because he gave an inconsistent testimony, and then when he gave one that was correct, they didn't believe him. And because they were like, you're just inconsistent, you're a kid. And so therefore, because of that person wasn't caught and ended up killing that family. And so he's taking that on as like, this is his fault. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out why he would call himself a murderer if somebody else killed his parents and he wasn't. I thought it was going to be some kind of self-defense, like, or accidentally left the stove on and burnt the house down. I thought it was going to be something like that. Yeah. But I guess we'll find out
as it unfolds
how that story plays out. I want to talk about the assemblyman. Do you see what I was saying when we were talking last week, where I said that like I just know those characters are going to be up to no good? Or do you still feel like,
I mean, they definitely seem like they have ulterior motives. Like they're trying to like keep a pulse on her, and they probably figure like keep your enemies. What was I saying? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Yeah, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah, whatever the story, whatever the thing is. Can we fact check that?
Producer, can you help us fact check what that phrase is? And then once you find it, we'll come back to it.
But yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah.
Also, his son. Why was he even invited to dinner? He brought nothing to the table.
Nothing at all.
He was just there.
And I think that like he might be.
We were good on that phrase.
What is it? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so we right. It sounded off.
Yeah.
but we should have believed ourselves more. What was we saying? Oh, the son of the assemblyman.
He added nothing to the
conversation. Yeah, so the main things that are going on in my head, right? The first thing is I further believe that they had something to do with the real judge stabbing and death. And I think it's going to be tied to this redevelopment thing they're trying to do, where somehow she was like getting in the way of that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because her signature was on the thing. Because the landlady tricked her with the food and the free discounted rent or whatever.
Yeah. And so I don't know, but like she wasn't living there pre getting stabbed. She's moved into that villa post getting stabbed because she
also made her
ran up the credit cards.
She's also made her little unit look very cute. I like what she's done with the decor.
Yeah,
and I'm glad that
he looks horrendous from outside.
I'm glad that they touched on that too. That like, because when we first saw her with all these like lavish things, like the lavish car, the lavish clothes, like the lavish bags, accessories, shoes, I was like, how is she affording this? So I'm glad that they put her in debt in the show because I'm like, at least that adds some realism to the.
Yeah, some realism. Okay, so let's talk about the case.
I was just gonna say that. What was I gonna say about that? Oh,
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. I wanted to believe the wife
that she wasn't a bad person.
Yeah,
it's possible
even though
to like love someone that isn't someone that you naturally gave birth to.
Yeah, well, I wanted to believe too that like she didn't intentionally kill her husband. But then I was like, we watched it unfold at the beginning, and like literally you could see like why the fuck did she swerve? There was nothing to cause her to swerve.
Yeah, so I was just like yeah,
she acted like
no
something caught her off guard, like or that she wasn't paying attention. I was like, girl, you were driving straight though. That car you had is a nice new car. Like it can keep the lane for you.
Right. I was hoping that it was just an accident, but I knew it wasn't going to be because the show
that doesn't serve the show.
It doesn't serve the show for it not to like have some kind of layer to it. I don't like things with children.
Yeah. And
when I say things with children, I mean like when things traumatic are happening to children.
Yeah, I'm glad that most of that unfolded like in drawings and like us hearing it instead of like seeing it.
Because if we had to see a scene where she was trying to like
the bathtub, the pillow.
Yeah, and even the bathtub, I'm glad they didn't really show.
Yeah, I was worried when she saw the drawing and she's like, "Do you want to try this with me? Like, do you want to do this to me?" I was worried where that was going.
I wasn't as worried because,
well, obviously she wouldn't do something bad to him, but I was like, well, what is that crazy woman doing to him?
Yeah, because I didn't have any context. Like of the context of that. What we also got to learn, right, is
grandma's a badass.
Grandma is a badass. And
she got her punches in. She got her hair pulls in.
I'm so glad that like she did her research because she's like, your last husband dead, your other husband dead, and what did you do? Collect insurance money, and what you're not gonna do is do that here because I know you killed my son. And obviously people didn't believe her because she was the wife kind of presented very calm, very loving. They're like, wow, she like loves this kid that's not even her kid, and she's a school teacher, and the grandmother was like a firecracker. So it's like people would just naturally believe and say like
narrative
this,
where like
because someone is more kind of outspoken in like defending her son. I personally love the trope of making them live the hell they put
same
like their victims through. So her basically in essence drowning underwater and her falling off a cliff. I love the concept of like before killing them, make them feel
Yeah, and she had to be shitting bricks when the car came out of the water.
Yeah.
Because I peeped that in the end of episode 3. Like, I was like, that's not her usual red car. I was like, that white car looks just like the car that he drowned in. And I was like, maybe she rented one. Nah, she dragged that shit from the bottom of the ocean. She drove it out.
She brought it out there. I still don't fully love the concept of like waiting until more things happen to the victim to act. But I understand, right? Because what she needs to do is kill people who have killed people, right? So I understand something got to give. But I was like, if that boy dies, I'm going to take a break from the show.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to take a break from, because, like, if you're going to kill the boy, at least don't even let us meet him. Don't let us, like, connect to him. Don't let us, like, hear that boy speak, because...
And he was so funny. Like, his little relationship with her. Like, he's like, do you want to see my drawings? And she's
like, no.
And then she's like, these are terrible. He was, like, looking at her like, excuse me.
So cute. And then the scene where she says, and she's talking to the detective, and she says, I will always believe kids because kids don't have any malicious need to, like, be shady or whatever.
Yeah.
And he over there just, like,
he's like, they're
tearing up because no one believed him when he was young, when he was trying to tell them
and she even
about this
told
person.
him that. Like, she literally was healing his inner child without even knowing it. And she's a demon. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But also, on the flip side, it's fucking her up. Like, he's making her feel human emotions.
And
that
you know what that
her.
girl said? She said, you will die.
Yeah.
You will die. I'm like...
Oh, remember her neighbor, too, saying, like, you guys need to stay away from each other. Because if you don't,
the old lady.
She's like, one of you will die.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say random old lady, because that lady is
so
not random.
She's
a staple in the K-drama world. She's not a random lady. My bad.
The way she slapped her. She's like, get out my way.
I forgot about that. She did say that. I guess that probably makes sense as to why she made that comment.
Even like Bitna, well, the judge in Bitna's body, she's like, that's a good fortune teller. She's like, I should have her read my fortune. But I love this show because I feel like all the side characters are just so entertaining.
Yeah.
They be cracking me up.
Yeah, I think so too. Even the random moments they show of the people in our office. Like those two coworkers.
That one woman, I'm like, how does she still have a job there? Because she come in and tell you something,
and then
you
she
be
just
talking,
leaves
she's gone.
Before you even like respond back to her.
I'm like, if I had an employee like that, it's doors for you. You need to go find employment. Like
you will not talk to me. But then again, you know what? I tend to be that person. So not too much on her now. Not too much. Did you think it was weird that I'm going back to the scene where she went to dinner at the assemblyman's house, and when she was leaving,
she asked for the leftovers?
I mean, the food was delicious. Homegirl's broke. Why wouldn't she? But the guy, the second son, like the other son who didn't come down to dinner, was watching her from the bedroom. Did you see that?
Yeah. And also, he feels like
I think he's a serial killer.
I was going to say, he's like the worst of the two evils. Like, he definitely gives a vibe. Like, he's the bigger bad.
Yeah, I think he probably either is a serial killer or stabbed her or was there when she was stabbed.
Agreed.
Thank you for agreeing with me. Okay, so the case ends with basically her killing him. But I think not the most interesting. I'm glad that the boy was alive. I'm glad that he was able to like get away from the house, and that was because Bitna kind of got the woman out of the house. But we start to see that Bitna, Justita, has developed some kind of crush on the detective.
Me and her both.
I'm weak. We see that she's developed some kind of crush on the detective, and we see this scene where he just is like, okay, I'm no longer interested in like following you around. So after she kills the wife, she like dumps her body in front of the police station because her coworkers told her that
how to get his attention.
How to get his attention. So she's like, okay, I'll just drop this body here and he's gonna have to come talk to me. Like he has no choice but to come talk to me. I think that like this is gonna fast track, and I'm now trying to figure out how this ends, because we all need to remember that Justicia is a 500 and something years old demon in the body of Bitna. So what she looks like versus what Bitna looks like is completely.
She hot though.
I mean, yeah, Onara is a beautiful woman, but either way, different vibes. Also, she a demon. How do you do a relationship with a demon?
Well, Detective Han doesn't have all pros in his column either. He has that ridiculous van house. Would you ever date somebody with a van house?
No. I mean, no offense.
You didn't even let me finish the question because you said no.
No offense. I wouldn't come to your house. Like, I will come to your house and hang out during the day, but if it's like sleeping over, I'm sorry, I wouldn't feel secure. I wouldn't feel safe, but I'm ignorant, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't know why he lives. What, but I guess that probably there's probably something in connection to his little. Oh my gosh, I almost said little trauma. His little trauma is crazy. It's trauma. There's probably some kind of connection to that. But I think they'll be cute together. I just don't know how this, because they're like, I think the reason why she passed out probably at the end of episode 4 is some connection to him, unless she got low iron. It's probably like her.
Well, it fully was, because we heard like in the sound effects, it was like her heart beating. And
yeah, so it's like.
But that part also, I was like, get the steamed buns or whatever they were. I was like, don't let them fall, and they sure did fall.
I mean, someone is seemingly dying. Let's think about the rice cakes.
She's a woman with not a. I would just say she's a woman with not a lot of money and a lot of debt. She needs the food.
She needs the food more than someone making sure that she don't like crack her bone or something. That's crazy. But they did bring her in for questioning because of the fact that this was somebody. She was like a very common denominator.
But she did fact check them. She's like, I see like 200 cases a month. Where are the other people?
Yeah, and also. You're also a common denominator, the detective, because he was a detective on those cases as well. Where were you at? What were you doing at 10 p.m. on whatever?
And you're clearly unstable because you're out here saying that you died and you're very much alive.
Delusional disorder. That you got
they
that.
both got the same prognosis.
You got that, but he eventually figured out that it was her, because he saw that little Coke thing squeeze the way she usually squeezes it. And that's what kind of clued. I was like,
she gonna kill those killer? What are they called? The crime scene cleanup people.
Yeah, because
she literally gave it to him and she said recycle this, and he didn't put it in the recycling, and that would be very costly in an Asian country to not recycle like that.
They'd be fining like crazy. There was something I was gonna say and I almost forgot it. But
you got it.
No, you go ahead. You go.
Okay.
You go.
Okay. Damn. Damn. Now I don't want to go. I love that she always gets ready for her murders. I appreciate that. She gives her victims a respect of like, you get something nice to look at before you go out.
Yeah. Must be nice.
Nobody slaps like her either. Like the two people who've seen kill, she sends them flying.
And I love that because I hate those people.
Yeah.
So I love any kind of pain that's like inflicted
back on
them.
Yeah, and she literally told that girl, she's like, I'm giving you like a 1/10 of like what you inflicted on those other people. She killed them in such terrible ways. Like the drowning thing, that was very triggering for me as somebody who's afraid of like large bodies of water.
Yeah.
That'd be a terrible way to go out. And then her other husband that she made blind, and then she made him like, she did make him essentially. She like tricked him into like walking
blind. She blinded the man.
But to make him walk off that cliff, like that was crazy.
Yeah. All for what? For money.
And she didn't even get that much money. Like,
yeah. And then she was going to kill the kid too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to make sure that like, I'm just like, wouldn't that be suspicious? I think that this show has like a good balance of like quirkiness, funny, and then like serious subjects and topics. Like the scene where he like shows is cross. Like I
wrote
heard
that
so
in my
that,
notes too.
so that way.
And he's like, oh, she has a migraine. And then he's like, go get the kid some food.
Yeah.
And when she don't got no money.
He's a little too comfortable with a demon. I all in all, I genuinely enjoyed. I was like, oh, it's over already. I genuinely enjoyed watching the 2 episodes.
I think she said something like demons are not born, so maybe they're like created. And my hope is that Detective Han gets to be a demon's assistant and he gets to be Justita's assistant. And they get to be romantically involved too.
I just don't know that I can say like I wish upon somebody to be dragged to hell to be with their loved ones, but
to each their own.
to each their own.
Different strokes for different folks.
Different strokes. I mean, we're obviously gonna have the case of the serial killer who killed Bitna, the drama with the assemblyman trying to buy that villa, but it looks like something must have happened already because the landlady made some kind of comment, but I don't know. I'm looking forward.
So we did an episode rating for the other 2. What's your rating for this one?
I would say 9 out of 10, but I'm gonna give it 8.5 out of 10. And the reason why is that sometimes when Bitna, Park Shin-hye's character, is like doing the scene where she's like being evil, I feel like she like clenches her jaw. Like I just feel like something I don't fully love about when she's like the scene where she's like talking to the people as she's gonna kill them, whatever, and she's like honing in on her evilness. I don't know how to explain it. There's something that's just like feels like she's trying too hard, but I get it. So for me, it's an 8.5 over 10.
8.85?
No. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why I said it that way. Yeah. 8.85. See, he grew up in the States. Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but you
I
clocked
mean,
the T, whatever it was.
What about you? What's your rating?
I would go like a 9. I was going to go 9.5 to like bump up your 8.5, but I'll go to 9.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I
don't be watching like the episode previews at the end though, because I'm like, I don't want spoilers like that.
Don't want spoilers. I'd be watching the previews. And then he's like, damn, I wish I was already watching that episode.
And then you gotta wait like
yeah. So I guess I might try not to watch the previews next time. But yeah. That concludes our kind of, I guess, recap of the 2 shows that we watched.
I feel good about what we put out there today. And hopefully people can hear it.
Hopefully people feel good about what they hear.
What you see, that's neither here nor there. That's
yeah,
for your eyes. That's on you.
That's on you. We're doing the best that we can with what we got.
A la Mariah Carey.
I will say, I recommend that you watch Blackout. I know we're not talking about it on the show, but I recommend that you watch Blackout if you like crime. I mean, I want to say...
sorry. Shut up.
I was about to say, I'm not going to say it's a thriller. You go, ooh. I recommend it. It basically follows this guy who was accused of murdering his 2 friends. One was his like girlfriend, and went to prison for 10 years. They never found the bodies, but now he's out of prison, goes back to his hometown, and then it just kind of like, yeah, it's very interesting. And I want somebody else. I already convinced one of my other friends to watch it.
Is it like very like psychological, like very like? Is there a lot of twists?
There are twists so far because I've only watched 8 episodes.
Wait, how many total episodes are there?
16.
Okay.
Yeah, but the 8 episodes I've seen because sometimes you can watch something and then like the other half can just like
really lay you down.
Yeah, but the 8 episodes I've seen, I was intrigued. Like I watched it straight through, but I also like crime. Yeah. Trying to figure out like, because the whole reason why it's called Blackout is because he drank so much that night that he doesn't know if he actually did it or if he didn't. So it's now him trying to figure out, did I actually kill these 2 people that were important to me and my best friend? And if I didn't, who did? So there's a lot of like, and then he goes back to his hometown. Everybody hates him, right? Because it's like a small town. It's not like a village type thing, but it is a small town. And so, anyways, interesting. It was sad to kind of watch like his time in prison and the things that he went through. I was just like, if I went through all this and I wasn't the one that did the murder, everybody's getting whatever. Anyways, interesting. I recommend. If you don't got nothing else to do, it's on Hulu. You should watch it.
How much is Hulu paying you for the sponsorship for you?
0, but hit my line. Hit my line.
We need to secure that bag.
Secure the bag. With that said, thank you for hanging out with us today. I know we generally, we ignore you guys and we just chat with each other, but we'll try our best to like not ignore you guys as much moving forward. But yeah,
I actually did film something engaged with you guys, but I wasn't mic'd up. I will say that.
It wasn't, so you're never gonna see it. Maybe we'll drop
Bloopers.
a blooper reel. maybe you would see it. But yeah, next week more No Judge. More the judge from hell. And more No Gay No Love. Who knows? We might come next week with No Gay No Love completely finished. I think our plan is to like potentially hang out and like watch it all so that we can add something new to our watch lists. But we'll see, because the week never goes the way we want. life be lifing. So who knows? But I guess until next time, you guys.